speaking of Anthony Smith, all right, man, Lionheart. We talked about it in the beginning of the show in the intro, man. Talk shit, get hit, man. This is an old school OG of the game, and Daniel Cormier said it best. He said, "Listen, man. I don't mind when you go off like Anthony Smith went off after he defeated Ryan Spann, where he's screaming at him, talking a bunch of shit and whatnot, because when you talk mess like Ryan Spann did, you're going to have to deal with those consequences, and Anthony Smith is a true OG of the game, and he does not play that, man. He said it. He's like, listen, I've fought a million Ryan Spanns. He's never fought nobody like me. On the feet, Anthony Smith looked patient. He looked like his boxing was crisp. He looked like everything that he did, he was a step ahead of Ryan Spann, and he said that in his post-fight presser. And he was humble too. He says, "Hey, Ryan Spann did all the right things. I was just a step better tonight, man." You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Did you envision Ryan Spann getting, chicken-legged the way that he did? He did the chicken dance. Because Anthony Smith put it on him on the feet. Did you anticipate that and him getting, submission, that wasn't too far-fetched, right? But to do it in the way he did it, did you expect any of that?
I did not expect the chicken legs, Derek, especially because Ryan Spann got chicken legged a couple times. And I believe it was either the first or the second one was from a jab.
Yeah.
He stuffed him with a jab, and I was like, oh, shit. Like, Anthony Smith's got some power to him. Damn. And I think it was one of those where Ryan Spann didn't see it coming and just got cracked on the button. But no, I didn't. I definitely saw the submission, did not see it, and definitely did not see the finish in round one at all.
Yeah, man. What does this say to you? Like, how is your viewpoint of Anthony Smith? How has it changed, right? Because clearly he loses to John Jones and he becomes look at this guy. He gets to the pinnacle, but he can never really win the big fight. He's kind of the gatekeeper, right? This is his third win in a row and his 10th stoppage victory in a row, man. He finishes everybody. I believe he's finished like 32 of 35 fights, man. Like, this dude is a killer. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we have to then adjust where we put him, because I think the man's title window is wider than ever at this point. I was like, the title window hasn't quite closed in the last fight. Now that thing is skyrocketed up. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. His title options now look almost better than when he had it when he was going towards John Jones. I think they just threw Anthony Smith in a little, maybe not a little early, because he could have won that fight. He was losing for sure until he got cracked in the head with a knee.
Yeah.
But I think his game and his mentality is a lot better than it was before, and he's able to actually kind of not savor the moment, but think it through, if that makes sense, where he's able to make decisions on stuff instead of just be in the fire and kind of crazy. So I think there's actually a better look for Anthony Smith now than it was before. He might have a better shot at winning this one coming up, man.
I agree, and he's not even calling for the title. He says, I want a rematch. I want Rakic again. Give me him again, man. And I loved it because this is the stuff that I tell you about all the time, how it's not personal, right? He says, listen, man, no bad blood towards Rakic. He has his number, and I want it. He took my number. I want to take my number back. And it's as simple as that, man. So I'm like such a big fan of that because it makes sense, right? Hey, man, you're number 3. I want number 3. Listen, nothing against you. I want the number. Fight me for it, and let's find out, So I respect that. I respect that Anthony Smith had to do what he had to do, and he had to fight somebody that was 5 spots below him in the rankings. A lot of these fighters are like Dominic Cruz, for an example. He's like, no, I don't want to fight down. I only want to fight up. Well, everybody wants to fight up, man. You know what I mean? You don't really get a choice in the UFC like that. But this was, listen, man, submission round 1, rear naked choke. Listen, Smith closed as a minus 160 favorite, man, so this wasn't too surprising. I'm just, like I said, specifically surprised because the aura of Ryan Spann, his soul got taken very quickly in this fight. Very, very quickly. And now my question to you is this irreparable damage right here, AJ, man? Has this completely tainted and cracked Ryan Spann's his bravado in a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, the next fight, do you think he comes back the way that he came back after Johnny Walker lost and decided to just start, smash people again? Or is it just like, oh shit, I just got ran through by Anthony Smith, a man who I was discounting and talking shit against? What do you think?
I think this one's a lot harder of a loss than the Johnny Walker loss. The Johnny Walker one we were talking about in the pre-show was just a little bit of a fluke. He caught some elbows to the ear. It is what it is. This one is more of a dominating loss where he actually legitimately lost the fight and there was no way of him winning it. To see him come back and not change would be very surprising. To see Spann not have that aura kind of a little bit off would be very surprising to see it not happen. I hope he doesn't though. I hope he stays true, stays undefeated in his mindset because he is a good fighter. I just don't think he was ready for the caliber of Anthony Smith. Yeah, kind of how Anthony Smith got thrown into the fire against John Jones and those top opponents early. I see the same thing for Ryan Spann.
Yeah,
At this moment anyway.
I'm with you. Anthony Smith just gave me Glover Teixeira vibes, and I know Glover put it on Anthony Smith, but just the way that we just keep counting out Glover and he just keeps finishing everybody, you know what I mean? It's just like, y'all must have forgot, bro. So shout out to you. Shout out to the Lionheart. You put on for the OGs. You put on to the veterans, man. And you go to show that, listen, this isn't just a young man's game. I mean, Anthony Smith is only 33. That's the craziest part, right? Is that he's only 33. The man already has 51 career fights. He's won 36 of the 55. Big win. I don't know what else I could say about that. So that capped off the fourth of the 4 performance bonuses. And before we do a little